Hi everyone. So I've really been slacking, with making the videos. I'm gonna try to be a little bit better at that. Things were just busy after Christmas, which was pretty fab, by the way. So right now I'm going to make, or try, we're gonna see how it turns out, but we're going to try to cook a pork loin in a crock pot. Takes a couple of hours. It's supposed to be in there all day. First time trying to do this, so we'll see. If this ends up being posted, it ended up tasting delicious. It was fabulous. It worked out fine. If not, well then you'll never know, because I won't post it. So yeah, let's begin. I don't know why I haven't been doing more cooking stuff now that I'm back here in this wonderful kitchen, which I love, with great lighting. Like, I could talk about this lighting all day. Like, who would have thought? Actual working lights that produce light. What a concept. Alright, so this might be a little overkill since it's going to go in the crock pot, and hopefully that should make it, you know, soft and moist and super tender. But I kind of do this, well, not kind of, I do this with all meat. I take the biggest fork I can find, which I thought I had a bigger fork than this. I know I do, but it might be in the dishwasher or who knows. But for now, this is the biggest fork that I could find. And I take the biggest fork that I can find and kind of stab the meat, you know, kind of get in there. Works really well with steak and chicken. I don't know, I can't not tenderize the meat first. Some people, they have those big mallets, you know, where they go bam, 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 bam to tenderize the meat, but that flattens the meat too much. I like using the fork because it just gets in there, but then the meat stays intact. Putting some oil in this pan, not too much. The recipe says you can use oil or bacon fat, but I don't have bacon fat lying around. And I do have bacon in the fridge, but I don't feel like making bacon. But that's just something for you to know. If you feel like doing this with bacon fat, go for it, you know. I'm just not in the mood to make bacon, because what a waste of bacon. I'm not hungry. I'm not gonna eat it. So what, we're just gonna throw it away? No. So anyway, oil in the pan. Now we're gonna put the meat in the pan. We're gonna brown all the sides. This is not close to being browned yet. But once this is brown, we're gonna flip it, then we're gonna brown the ends. So yeah, make sure it's on high. And while this is browning, we're gonna go chop up some veggies. That would have been better if it was facing me, so let's try that again. Now we're gonna go chop up some veggies. See, that worked better, right? Okay, anyway. Don't forget to rinse them first. Now, it really depends on how much you like carrots. I love carrots, so I'm going to make a lot, but the recipe only calls for 3, which 3 carrots doesn't seem like enough carrots to me. I might even add 1 more. I'm not sure. It depends on how it looks when it's all chopped up. Now that your carrots are chopped, you're just going to put them in the colander for a little bit. Oops. Hey! Hey, pals. Next is the onion, but before you do that, you just want to check on your meat, see how that's coming along. Oops, come on. Oops. Oh yeah. So now we're going to try to brown the ends. You might get splashed. I've gotten splashed a couple of times. It's very dangerous. It's hot. It hurts. So be careful about that. this is what I'm doing. It might take you a little while, but you know, that's fine. Now we've got an onion, so you're going to want to peel that. The onion is peeled and it is beautiful. I love onions. A lot of people don't like onions, but I like raw onions, I like cooked onions, just onion me up. So here's a little tip that I actually learned from my friend Allison. She's a lifesaver. So I've always kept onions in the fridge, but she told me that right before you go to cut them, if you run the water to super cold, so we're just gonna wait till it gets super cold. It's a little cold, verging on super cold, but if you run your onion underneath super cold water, let it chill there for a little while. Let it chill there. I didn't even mean to do that. Yeah. My hand's getting super cold now, so good temperature. So you're running under the water. Put it back on the cutting board. And now you will tear up less. Before I learned this, I would cry so much when cutting onions. Like, I'm a stereotype. Some people are really good with cutting onions. I'm not. But after I learned this, my eyes only sting a little bit. So no more tears. Yay! So chopped. I don't know if I should maybe cut up one more. I'm debating it. Recipe only calls for 1 onion, but that doesn't look like very much. But I think I'm just going to stick with the 1. And yeah, no tears. Now this probably doesn't mean a lot considering you've never seen me chop an onion before I had this knowledge, but trust me, there would be full-on waterworks, makeup would go everywhere, it would just be nonsense. This one's a little watery, but it's way better than what it was before. So yeah, shout out to Allison for teaching me that. Now you guys know, you know, little cooking tip. Now I'm going to potatoes. That's what I'm gonna do. Very important, do not forget to rinse your potatoes. Now I'm actually going to make mashed potatoes with this, but I have these tiny little potatoes that I have no use for otherwise. So I'm going to cut these up and throw them in the pot with the rest of the stuff. I think maybe actually I have one more I'm gonna put, there we go, because otherwise I've got no use for these tiny little potatoes. But we're gonna rinse them. Rinse them really good, because potatoes are really dirty and gross. Then you're just gonna wanna chop up your potatoes. Wonderful. Now we're just gonna put everything in the crock pot. So we got the meat, and now it says to put 1 cup of water in here and dump it on top of the meat. But I feel like I shouldn't put the oil. So maybe we can dump the oil out, but keep the rest. I'm not really sure. Let me think about this for a second. Because, right, you don't want to put oil in there. Or do you? Because it said put the water in the pan and scrape off all the stuff and put it in the pan. But it didn't say what to do with the oil or the bacon fat if you decided to use that. So I need to, maybe it's okay to put that in there. But I don't know. So I ended up just taking this spoon and like kind of scooping out as much of the oil as I could. There's still some, but I think it's fine. Now I'm just going to add the 1 cup of water in here. And we're going to scrape the sides till we get everything off of here, and we're going to pour it on top of the meat. So I completely forgot that I needed garlic. So I just mixed up garlic in this bowl of onions. So it said 4 to 6 cloves, but you can really just do how much you want. Depends on how much you like garlic. But yeah, I completely forgot. I just checked the recipe. Good thing I did. I thought I had it all down to memory, but I guess I didn't. So we're going to pour this on top of this. Alright. Okay. Now we're going to add up. Now we're going to add in the onions and the garlic. Next is the potatoes and then the carrots. Great, now we just pour water. There we go. We don't want to completely cover it, but just almost. So actually, there we go. And I also added salt and pepper. So yeah, and you just put the top on it, and it should be done in a couple of hours, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Okay, so it's been in here for like 2.5 hours, and I forgot to mention, I've had it on 250. It's hot. Let's see that. Whew, hot. Oh yeah. So what I'm gonna do now, and I also forgot to mention, I sprinkled on some marjoram, or it's marjoram. I pronounce it marjoram. And I also put some parsley. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to move the meat to the top. Wonderful. The reason I did that is to get the rest of the carrots underneath the water so they will cook more, and it's smelling pretty delicious. I'm so starving because of how good this smells, and I don't know why I was so worried, because I think this is going to turn out really, really nice. I think I'm going to add some spice. Alright, so we've got our typical salt, which is good, because everyone likes salt. Some pepper. And then herbes de Provence. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but... And rosemary, because I love some rosemary, but not too much, just a bit. And then we're gonna just put a little bit of basil, and then don't stir it because you don't want to rip everything apart, but I do just want to, yeah, baste it a little. So we definitely don't want it to dry out, because that would suck. That would be the worst. Push it down a bit. Yeah, no, just gonna baste. Okay, just gonna put the top back on it. And it should be ready in 2 hours, I want to say. So, until then, whew, that should be done in like a half an hour, hopefully. So for the remaining half hour, I'm gonna peel some potatoes so we can have some mashed potatoes. Wonderful. Now to just chop and put them in a pot of boiling water. Great. My arm's exhausted after doing that. And see, I cut them into little cubes so they will boil faster, or they'll soften faster. Now this just goes in here. I'm turning on the wrong flame. What an idiot. What an idiot. There we go. And then, I'm not sure if this works, but putting salt in the water is supposed to make it boil faster, so I don't know if it's true, but I always do it anyway. So once this is all soft, then I will mash it up, and then this should be done. And then I can eat. Yay! Obviously this isn't for me, it's for me and my fam. That'd be ridiculous if I ate all these potatoes and all this just for myself, but I am really hungry. That looks really good. I have a feeling this video is going to be really long. Sorry. But hey, I'm back. Yay. Now it is all done. It smells awesome. I'm even more starving now. Carrots are good, nice and chewy. I'm really excited to cut into this. And you know what I said before about how it'd be ridiculous if I would eat all this? It's not ridiculous. I totally would right now. That's how hungry I am. But also, for people who live alone, like, why shouldn't they cook like this for themselves? You know, like, sure, you'll have leftovers for a while, but who cares? Treat yourself, you know? What are you gonna do? Like, survive on, like, TV dinners for one? No way! Totally cook like this for yourself. It doesn't matter if you're the only one who's going to eat it, you know? Like, that's silly. You're only gonna cook for other people? No. So, if you live alone, you should totally make this. Have to warn you though, my arms are exhausted from all the chopping, but it looks worth it to me and my stomach because I'm so hungry. How many times have I said I'm so hungry in this? I don't know. Anyway, now that it's done, I'm gonna go eat with my fam. So, bye. Hope this was somewhat enjoyable.